Would you say golf is the hardest sport to become professional at of any of the major sports?
This is a bold take, and I don't want to make anyone angry about this, but I do not.
Casey, for our audience that wants to know more about who you are and what do you do, tell us.
Right now, I have two homes. I am living at my actual home, and my second home is Netpar. Netpar is, we are actually Nebraska's largest indoor golf simulator facility. We got two locations, one here in the heart of downtown Omaha, right in the Capital District, which is the one that I manage. And then we have another location that just opened up last winter in Gretna, which is killing it.
Okay.
Golf is my passion. It has been ever since I picked it up, which was, with my dad when I was a kid. So it's kind of just developed as a love, as a thing that my dad and I would do to grow closer and bond. And it's just kind of turned into something that I now use to grow closer and bond with everyone else. And I'm fueled with fire every day. I love it. I'm kind of on a mission to increase revenue for the downtown Omaha location right now, and taking a lot of steps to do so.
So I typically think of golf as an old man's game, right? People move to Naples, Florida, and what do? Golf. Right. The rest you're in your 20s, your 30s, you're probably playing some basketball, maybe you're running, some people do climbing. There's all sorts of active sports we still are holding on to, but you're not going to probably be able to do that sport when you get older. My question is, well, when you're walking through, I don't think you're 70. So what made you fall in love with golf, and why do you think people have this misconception, like myself, that it's for what you do when you retire?
I love that question. And to your point of it being a sport that when you pick it up, you're going to be playing it for the rest of your life, is something that very few sports have to offer. For me, it was not that at all. It's never been a thought in my mind that this is something I want to do because it has longevity. It's always been more so a little bit of a mixture between competitiveness and really spirituality, I would say. I just love nature. I'm a big nature boy, so it's always been a way to kind of connect everything I love all into one game. Really would be a good way to explain that. When I'm out golfing on a golf course, I'm admiring a beautiful tree or a pretty view, or something that strikes me is last year at Willow Lakes Golf Course, there was like 5 or 6 cranes that were on the water, and we just sat there and watched them for like 30 minutes. So yeah, golf is really just a way to connect with myself. And I think that a lot of people that kind of catch the golf fever and the mood of playing golf and practicing golf all the time, they kind of catch that same fever of something that's either competitively fueling them or is satisfying them internally.
Yeah. I am hearing about more and more facilities meeting people in lower income communities or neighborhoods, and I think another thought around golf is it's for the elites. Yeah. Right? I can't afford to get into a country club, and so there's this level that some in those communities might call it just level of prestige that's there. Other people would say it's too snooty, not into it. We'll do what we do, but that is changing. Right. I mean, Tiger Woods came in, I think, in the 90s, 2000s, made golf cool for a lot of people. And We're seeing more and more of that. Now we have things like Topgolf that I know golf purists in my own life that hate it. But it's true. A lot of people are getting curious about golf now. And now there's things like Netpar that exist and people can go. And I don't know what your subscription costs look like, but tell me more about what businesses that you've seen, and even the last few years, what they're doing to kind of deconstruct that golf is for the super rich.
And this stigma is something that I agree with you is going away. And it's completely dependent on action taken by people to try and change that stigma. And I want to give a major shout out to, I don't know if you've heard of them or not. They're called LGA. They are the Latino Golf Association. Would be great to have on this podcast. They are a group here in Omaha, ran by Nico and Natalie, and their entire business model is around introducing the game of golf to Latinos, which kind of they are tackling the exact stigma that we're talking about right now, which is golf is kind of centered around as an expensive game. And a lot of that stems from the history of golf. If you look back into it, golf clubs having slaves be caddies. This went on for close to 100 years.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, when the game of golf was just beginning way back in the day, that's how it was ran. And so that's kind of how that stigma carried on and on and on and on. And now we have things like LGA and groups like them who are kind of working to change the stigma of golf. And we are partnered with them actually at NetPar as well. They got their own league that they bring in, they fill up all of our bays every Friday. They have multiple events, which are 100 plus people coming in. So groups and organizations play a big part. Also, I think the youth getting into golf is changing the game. In the past 4 or 5 years, YouTube Golf has absolutely exploded. Golf Channel has been the fastest growing network for 4 or 5 years now in sports. And they attribute it all to the youth. So that's a market that we're trying to take advantage of, getting the youth incorporated at NetBar. We don't really have anything going for the youth right now. But as these kids get older and older and older, I think that stigma will gradually fade, as well as golf courses that are making it easily accessible for all people to play. You'll start to see a new model where public courses are starting to go private, but they have a different membership layout as a country club would. Like, for example, you can buy a summer golf pass that would get you like free golf for the entire summer. Some golf clubs are making that an actual membership, as in you are a member of this club, which is kind of fading away at that stigma as well. It's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Business models are changing in the golf world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you grow up playing, like, whether high school, college, or anything?
I did. So just grew up playing golf all the time with my dad, obviously, as a young boy. And then once I got into high school, played high school golf. I went to Grand Island Central Catholic. Shout out to the Crusaders. And we were the 2015 state champs.
Whoa.
So that was really like a win that made me realize that winning in golf is a different feeling than winning in any other different sport. It's kind of a personal hype up, as you would say.
Would you say golf is the hardest sport to become a professional at of any of the major sports? I'm not going to throw anything random in there like curling. I have no idea what the stats look like around that, but golf, baseball, football, because to me, I think the hardest thing to do in any pro sport is hit a baseball. From any MLB pitcher that's ever existed. So, but I don't know. There's a lot of variables with golf to getting everything right. It's not just your body. You got a club, there's a ball, the ground changes every single time you take a swing. So at different points when you're out there. So I don't know. Do you think it's the hardest to become professional at, or what's your take?
This is a bold take, and I don't want to make anyone angry about this, but I do not think golf is the hardest sport in the world. I think it is probably top 3, and it's not in regards to any physical aspects. It's just in regards to how you get good, which is repetition. And you got to be out there doing the same thing for hours on end, which can get a little bit repetitive for a lot of people that don't want to take it to the highest level. I personally think that baseball is also the hardest sport. I think the inertia of a ball coming towards you and you having to make a judgment to hit it, make it go the other way, for granted that it might not even be a fastball. It might be breaking 2 inches to the left. It might be sinking 2 inches. You never know. But I play baseball my entire life growing up as well, so I got to give it the respect out to the boys there. It's a different game.
Oh, yeah, totally. So, okay, you're saying a way to get good at golf is just repetition.
People will try to get good at golf by playing a lot of golf. You're not going to get better that way. You will get better, but you will not progress as fast if you are practicing golf. Meaning there's a difference between you going playing 9 holes with your buddies and going out to the chipping green and hitting 200 chip shots for half an hour, or going to the range and working on your 7-iron for an hour and a half and getting blisters on your hands. It's just a lot of the same motions.
Yeah.
Where you really there's not a lot of excitement involved in practicing golf, whereas with team sports, there's a little bit more excitement there.
Someone once showed me Charles Barkley's swing and said, everyone says practice makes perfect. So they're like, that's a load of crap. If this guy practices this swing all the time, he's not going to get better. Yeah. Perfect practice makes perfect. Do you think enough people use like pro resources, watch videos, things that they film themselves, right? Things they need to do to make sure that, there's a lot in the swings of the mechanics of a golf swing that you could be doing wrong. And do you think enough people are actually paying attention to that are trying to get good, or and they just keep swinging away at whatever they're currently doing?
That's a good point, and you are right. There's really kind of 3 zones people will fall off into that you'll see just by giving golf lessons myself. And one is going to be, the first one is analysis paralysis. They'll fill their heads with all these informations on what they should be doing or could be doing, and then when they go and try to practice it, they're trying to connect it all together at once. Second is going to be they don't think that they need to change, or they're thinking they need to change the wrong thing. A common example would be if someone thinks that they're slicing the ball, they think that they need to hit the ball more square, which is a general analogy, but there's really a lot of feel and swing changes that you have to actually take in the way that your body moves and your wrists turn and so forth that make that club come through the ball square.
Yeah.
So a lot of people tend to focus on the golf club rather than how their body moves. And they get caught up trying to change things that don't need to be changed in the first place. And the third option is just people will go and try to fix their errors while playing, which is, you want to kind of develop a plan to go and fix something specifically. And then after you feel that you've gotten it fixed, move on to the next thing. So like when we give lessons, it's more so about where do you struggle in your game the most? We'll start from there. And then we'll work our way up to where they're struggling the least.
So when you give lessons, you have coaches, like on staff, that you have people you contract to come in. What does that look like?
Yeah. So TrackMan, NetPar, we are one of the only golf simulator brands that are actually partnered with TrackMan. For those of you that don't know, TrackMan is the golf simulator brand that we use. It's the best of the best. It's what the PGA Tour uses, and it's really like 99.95% accurate to how you would be performing in real life. So what we do is we depend on the numbers of the TrackMan to show where we can improve in their golf swing. I am TrackMan certified, meaning TrackMan has training programs that you can go through where if you pass these programs, you can get level 1 certified, level 2 certified, level 3 certified, so forth. Basically giving you the opportunity to provide lessons based off the certifications that you have. I also managed the Golf Galaxy Dick's Sporting Goods back in Grand Island before I came to Omaha. So I had went on the Callaway Epic Flash club fitting tour and did club fittings and lessons there, and so I had quite a bit of experience prior. But if anyone just wants to work at a facility that uses TrackMans, they can go through the TrackMan training programs to get certified to give lessons. I am the only one giving lessons at NetPar right now, so if you need a lesson, come through. We'll get you right.
Yeah.
And then we also are working with my good friend. His name is Charlie Zielinski. He is a Creighton graduate, and he is probably one of Omaha's best competing golf pros. Just got back from playing on a tour in Florida. Just qualified for the next tour, which is a tour through TrackMan as well. He's been playing some rounds coming in as well, but he is also getting his lessons fired up, and he is certified professional. So anyone that is usually a 5 handicap or below, I will refer to him to get professional instruction, and he's even given me a couple lessons. So yeah, shout out to Charlie Zielinski. He's been helping us out a lot with lessons for like golfers who are looking for pro instruction.
Now, you came into the studio today. I think the high, when you walked in, it's -4 today.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see, come this time of year, more people like walking through your doors? And what does peak season look like for y'all? Because even though it's this temperature, I really don't want to go anywhere on a day like today.
I feel you.
But yeah, so what time of year do people really get curious, do you think?
This is it. This is our peak time of year. We kind of start peaking. Our peak season, I should say, is from October to beginning of March. So basically when the weather starts to get cold, really. This is also when we start to throw our golf leagues. So we have 3 sessions of individual league, partner league, ladies leagues, couples leagues, you name it, we got it. This is when all of the leagues will start up as well. So combined with just it being cold and people having a more prevalent use for a golf simulator, it's added in with the fact that all these leagues are starting up. We start to throw tournaments, and we got Saturday games and different types of events that come in as well. So this is our peak season. This is kind of where golf simulators make their money for the year, really. I actually managed the golf simulator business in Grand Island for a year and a half as well, called Bearded Buffalo Golf, who had closed down because they couldn't stay open in the summer. And that's a very commonality situation for golf simulators is, they make their money in the winter, which keeps them surviving through the summer. That's just kind of how it goes in the golf sim world. And I'm trying to change that, obviously. So this summer, I was not at the company last summer, but I am fueled to the brim with ideas for this summer to solve that problem that so many golf simulators have.
So you over at NetPar talk about you offer people to alleviate some of the concerns they have with golfing. Like, one, it could be the cost. 2, it could be, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you have the team, you have the tools. Someone just needs to actually bring the time to dedicate themselves to getting better. Obviously, there's a lot of those objections you overcome. Now, before we set up this interview, I'd never heard of NetPar. So what I'm curious on is, in terms of growing the brand, what do you think's been the number one obstacle? Not so much, maybe it's not marketing or brand awareness like myself. I mean, heck, I live under a rock and just run this thing over here, so maybe I'm not a great person that you're trying to reach online. But what do you think's been the biggest thing holding back growth to this point for NetPar?
Social media. When I came into this business, like I said, I had been working at Fidelity for 4 years, and the entire time I had been just grinding golf content on social media, and there was also some streaming. And there, when I came in, that was kind of the area of growth that I saw the most, meaning that if you go look at NetPar Omaha Instagram page right now, the last post on there is probably from when we opened. And we have no presence on any other platform other than basically the main NetPar page, which is for all of the NetPars, which we got about 14 total locations right now. And I'm talking like the Facebook page on NetPar is really probably our biggest area of social media presence right now. So I've been working actually for the past 4 months on a revamp to really just dedicate a lot of time and effort to social media. Because that's what I'm well versed in. I just actually hired another big content golf creator here in the Omaha. His name is Ethan Moore. And we're kind of tag teaming this social media revamp. So it's actually starting soon. We have all the logins to NetPar Omaha pages. We've created ones that we don't have accounts on, like TikTok and YouTube, and et cetera, et cetera. But this is all going to be launching on February 1st.
Oh, wow.
So we have a Google Drive that we've just been stacking with content.
Yeah.
I've already done some collabs with the Omaha Performing Arts Center, and I've been, on my personal pages have started up like a hole-in-one challenge and just been making some kind of personal content for my personal pages, but all the while just kind of scheming on what route we're gonna take to get NetPar Omaha out to the masses of Omaha. So yeah, we got Google Drive that we've been kind of stacking with content, so we can, once we start posting, we don't have to stop posting, we can create content and just kind of have a nice little vault to post from.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think on the flip side is NetPar's competitive advantage? You had mentioned other simulator facilities struggling come summer. You talked about how you're looking to change that. There's got to be a reason why. There's got to be something you see that says, this, we're different. Right. And you're obviously looking at really vamping up a marketing campaign on social media. What is the secret sauce, or what is it that really helps you stand out, that gives you something to market?
It's a really compelling question, because NetPar Omaha is very different from a lot of golf simulator businesses. We can just use NetPar out in Gretna as an example. In that regard, they are in West Omaha, surrounded by neighborhoods, and they are killing it in that aspect. And that's how a lot of golf simulators function, is they kind of build up a neighborhood presence in the community. Whereas our facility is located in the heart of downtown. So we're not surrounded by neighborhoods, we're surrounded by businesses. And it's been a downfall. It's been looked at as, just coming into the business, everyone's kind of talked about it as that's a bad thing. It's hurting us. Oh, NetPar Gretna is doing so well because of their location, or this golf simulator business is doing so well because of their location. I don't believe in that. I think that it's actually can be worked into a strong suit. That we have something that a lot of other golf simulators don't have, which is exactly what we thought the problem was, that we're not surrounded by a neighborhood aspect. So I think really trying to cater in on our location and making it a strong point rather than a weakness, meaning getting out in the summer and just walking out, showing face. I've kind of experimented with some different tactics when I first started at the end of July, just to kind of test to see if that would work. I dressed up to the nines, and as a golfer, I took my golf bag, threw it over my shoulder, and I just walked around downtown here. People caught the eye, like, who's that guy walking around with a golf bag, at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I had a handful of free hour golf cards, and sure enough, people were intrigued enough to stop and talk to me and get a free golf card, and a lot of those people would just walk on over to NetPar and start playing. So I think experimentation is going to be a big factor come this summer to try to prove that we can turn this location into a strong suit.
All right.
Other than that, I would say a lot of golf simulator businesses are focused on entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And we are focused on entertainment as well. Obviously, there's multiple options on the simulators to have the most fun that you can have, like games and that sort of thing. But what I've realized is just in this past 4 months with picking up, prestige golfers like Charlie Zielinski and forming great relationships with the head coach of the UNO women's golf team, and Bennett, who is the general manager out at Dodge Riverside Golf Course, is an amazing golfer. And we're kind of collecting this nice little vibe of prestige golf at NetPar, like meaning a lot of good golfers. And the more, I'd say, talent that we collect and that is in our store, the more people start to want to get better at golf. And what comes with that is people are asking for more golf lessons and how to get better at golf. So, I think if we can develop a niche of NetPar Omaha's where you come to get better at golf, I think that we can establish a difference between other simulators where people are saying, hey, let's go there to have some fun.
Totally.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if you see some more Pod Pony people rolling up into there.
Please, I would love that.
Considering you're like right next door, and we all stink at golf but want to get better. Well, I can't speak for our producer, Connor. Speak for yourself. But no, I don't think any of us are very solid at it, but we want to be. We do so many wealth management podcasts. Sooner or later, we're going to get asked to play around, and it's not going to be pretty. So now we close these shows out, or as we wrap up, we end on one more philosophical question. And since you're a spiritual guy yourself, loving nature, maybe you already have an answer to this, but most don't. So we'll see. If you got to look at your life, and specifically, like if everything was made up into a cassette or a soundtrack, and you had a song for every facet, everything you did in life, and you got to pick the song that defined your career, what song would it be?
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm not a
You're
nice
gonna do
person.
that to me, huh?
Right on the spot. No prep.
Golly, are you sure you're not a Steelers fan?
I know. We had one person actually say, you know what? I actually listened to your show. And I heard, I'm like, dang, that's, you're our one listener. But yeah, otherwise, it's a tough doozy to get asked on the spot.
Gosh, this is, I got it. It's I don't know how many people are going to have heard this song or know anything about it. But it's a song called "Do Better" by Absol, and it's I'm a guy that's always trying to do better than do better for myself than what I'm currently doing, and when every time that song comes on, it sets me on the right path.
That's cool.
Yeah,
love it. Well, before we let you go, I do have one other random question for you. One, what kinds of clubs are you using? What brand, and what is the best brand of golf balls? Is it Pro V1? What is it? So what are you using, and what are the best balls out there?
Gotcha. So I am using, for my iron sets, I got the TaylorMade P7 CBs. I actually just got them not too long ago, and I am loving them. It's a blade iron, so not for everyone. You got to be playing golf for quite a while to use those. But TaylorMade, I think, in my opinion, is the brand to go with if you're looking for a performance golf club. I'm using the TaylorMade M3 driver. I got the Odyssey White Hot putter, and I'm rocking the Titleist Vokey wedges.
All right.
Yep. And for your golf ball question, this is a line you don't want to cross in golf, is trying to figure out what golf ball is the best, because it's so hard nowadays. Everyone's trying to keep up and release new technology. I think if you are looking for a golf ball that's going to get you the highest performance,
Costco.
Yeah, right. if depending on what type of golfer you are, that might be the right answer. Yeah, I think you got to stick to your TaylorMade TP5s, TP5Xs, Titleist Pro V1s, Pro V1Xs. Srixon is actually their Z Stars are very affordable and very high performing. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money, Srixon would be a good brand to go with as well.
Awesome. Well, Casey, thank you so much for coming on the Biztape, sharing your story with us, talking about the golf industry, talking about what sets NetPar apart from the rest. For folks who want to learn more about you, NetPar, all of the things, where do they go? Most importantly, where do they follow you on social media? Because that's what we're doing here.
Yep.
Where can people check you out?
Casey Chronicle. That's CASEY and then Chronicle. If you look it up on any platform, it'll come up. That's where I post all of my personal golf content, and a lot of these collaboration opportunities that we're going to be coming here. February will be all on my personal channels. If you're looking to find NetPar, look up NetPar Omaha Golf on TikTok and Instagram. We're just getting these accounts fired up on YouTube as well. So check us out there.
Amazing. Well, Casey,
yes, sir.
Thank you for the time. For the listener who pulled up a chair, sat in the car, whatever you did when you listened to it, thanks so much for checking this episode out of the Biztape. Be sure to hit subscribe. I don't know who we're talking to next, but I know it's going to be awesome. And I also know you're not going to want to miss it. So we'll see you then.